Hey everyone, welcome back to the Olive Grove podcast.
It's great to be here.
Today we're going to be taking a deep dive
A deep dive.
into Isaiah chapter 11,
Awesome.
which is like this incredible prophecy about a future king and his kingdom.
Right.
And to help us unpack it all,
Yeah.
we are using some study notes
Okay.
from my Christian space, specifically the MCS Isaiah chapter 11 notes.
Cool.
So are you ready to jump in and see what we discover?
I am, yeah. This chapter is
Yeah.
full of vivid imagery and symbolism. It's a treasure chest.
Let's crack it open.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, right off the bat,
Uh-huh.
we are introduced to this future king
Right.
in verse 1.
Okay.
And he's described as a shoot
A shoe.
from the trunk of Jesse.
Okay.
So we know this is pointing to a descendant
Right.
of King David.
Yeah.
But why go all the way back to Jesse,
Hmm.
his father?
Interesting question, isn't it? It could be a hint that when this prophecy was given,
Mm-hmm.
the Davidic line wasn't exactly flourishing.
Yeah.
Maybe they were just
Yeah.
ordinary.
Like any other family.
Exactly.
So picture this. A seemingly normal family,
Yeah.
maybe even struggling a bit.
Right.
And from them comes this future king.
Oh, wow.
It's like
Yeah.
as a whole other layer, right?
It does. It's like a hidden potential just waiting to blossom.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Great.
we skip ahead a little bit
Uh-huh.
to verses 6 through 9,
Okay.
and we get this
They do.
crazy imagery
Yes.
of animals living in total peace.
Yeah.
I mean, wolves hanging out with lambs,
Right.
leopards chilling with baby goats,
Great.
lions eating straw like oxen.
Wow.
It's like a total reversal of the natural order.
Absolutely. Like what?
It's this powerful image of shalom,
Yeah.
this Hebrew concept of
Yeah.
complete wholeness and peace.
It suggests that under this king's rule, even the deepest instincts of nature will be transformed.
Oh, wow.
Imagine a world
Mm-hmm.
with no fear, no violence, even among animals.
Wow.
What would that feel like?
Right. What would that world even feel like?
I know.
What would it take for us to even get there?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, verse 9 gives us a clue.
Okay.
It says, "They will not hurt or destroy anywhere on my holy mountain, for the earth will be as full of the knowledge of the Lord as the waters cover the sea." So it seems that this incredible peace is directly tied
Okay.
to a deep, pervasive knowledge
Yeah.
of God.
Okay, so it's not just about
Well,
like laws or force.
nope, it's about a heart change
Right.
that comes from truly knowing God.
Yes.
It's like this knowledge just floods the world and changes everything.
Yeah, it's like it's so powerful that it changes everything.
Right. And
Yeah.
when we think about it,
Yeah.
knowledge of God, it isn't just head knowledge. It's about
No.
understanding his character,
Uh-huh.
his love,
Yeah.
his justice.
Right.
It's about letting that understanding shape how we live and interact with each other and the world around us.
Wow, that's deep.
Right.
I was thinking about
Yeah.
how much conflict and pain
Yeah.
stems from a lack of understanding, a lack of empathy.
I know.
And this prophecy is saying,
Mhm.
like, true peace
Yeah.
comes from a place of deep transformative knowing.
Absolutely. And this transformation doesn't just impact individual hearts.
Okay.
It has global implications.
Oh, wow.
Look at verse 10.
Okay.
On that day, the root of Jesse will stand as a banner for the peoples. The nations will rally to him, and his resting place will be glorious.
So
Yeah.
this king,
Mm-hmm.
he's not just a leader for one nation,
No.
but a figure.
He draws people from all over the world.
Wow. It's like he represents something
Right.
that transcends cultural and national boundaries.
He does. His reign brings something so unique and compelling
Yeah.
that it unites people from all walks of life.
Wow.
Pretty inspiring vision,
Yeah.
especially when we consider all the divisions and conflicts
Right.
that exist in our world today.
Yeah. It makes you think about what kind of leadership
Yeah.
could bring that kind of unity.
I know.
Yeah. And speaking of unity,
Mhm.
Isaiah also highlights
He does.
God's faithfulness to his chosen people.
Right.
In verse 11,
Okay,
it
yeah.
says, "On that day, the Lord will extend his hand a second time to gather the remnant of his people from Assyria, Egypt, Pathros, Cush, Elam, Shinar, Hamath, and the islands of the sea."
Wow.
So this is about
Yeah.
the people of Israel
Mhm.
who have been scattered and exiled.
Right.
God is promising to bring them back home,
Yes, just like he did
right? Just like he did.
during the Exodus.
Yeah.
It's a powerful picture
Yeah.
of redemption and restoration.
Mm.
God's actively working to bring his people back to their land and ultimately back to himself.
That image of God extending his hand
Yes.
just speaks volumes, right?
He does.
About his enduring love and commitment to his people,
yeah.
even when they've been scattered to the farthest corners of the earth.
Oh, I know.
It's like he never gives up on them.
I know.
It's like he never gives up on them.
It doesn't.
And this gathering, it's
Yeah.
not just about physical relocation.
Yeah.
It's about restoring their relationship with God,
Exactly.
bringing them back into a covenant of love and faithfulness.
Right.
Wow, there is so much depth to unpack here.
I know, right?
It's like this prophecy is layered with meaning,
Yeah.
touching on everything from personal transformation to global peace
Uh-huh.
to the restoration of a nation.
It really is.
Wow.
And you know what?
Yeah.
We've only just begun to explore.
Yeah, we've only just begun to explore this incredible chapter.
Oh, I know. We have.
We have.
Welcome back to our deep dive into Isaiah chapter 11.
We're back.
In the last part, we were talking about God gathering his people, bringing them back home from all these different places.
Right.
Like Assyria, Egypt,
Yeah.
even the islands of the sea.
It's like this massive family reunion orchestrated by God himself.
I love that, yeah.
But it's not just about like coming home geographically, is it?
I know.
There's something deeper.
much deeper.
Yeah.
It's about spiritual restoration,
Yeah.
coming back into a right relationship with God.
Uh-huh.
Remember, this whole prophecy is about the world that emerges when God's presence is fully known
Yeah.
and embraced.
And that brings us to this interesting detail in verses 12 and 13,
Okay.
where Isaiah talks about these different tribes of Israel,
Right.
Ephraim and Judah,
Yeah.
coming together in unity.
These tribes had a long history
Oh, yeah.
of rivalry and division.
Uh-huh.
But here, Isaiah is saying, in this future kingdom,
Yeah.
those old wounds will be healed.
Wow.
No more jealousy, no more infighting.
Just unity and harmony.
Complete unity and harmony.
It makes you think about the divisions we see today.
Like,
Political, racial, religious.
yeah.
What would it take to bridge those gaps and experience that kind of unity?
It's a powerful challenge, isn't it?
It is.
Isaiah seems to be saying that true unity
Mm-hmm.
can only happen when we're all rooted
Right.
in something bigger than ourselves.
Right. Yeah.
Something that transcends our differences.
And in this case, it's our shared relationship with God.
Right.
Yeah, so it's not about ignoring our differences,
No.
right, or pretending they don't exist,
Right.
but recognizing that we're part of something much larger.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
this unity,
Yeah.
it isn't just some feel-good sentiment.
Right.
It has real tangible consequences.
Okay.
In verse 14, Isaiah describes this incredible victory over the surrounding nations. He says, "They will swoop down on the Philistines to the west. Together they will plunder the people to the east. They will subdue Edom and Moab, and the Ammonites will be subject to them."
So this united Israel
Yeah.
is portrayed as a powerful force,
Uh-huh.
but it's not about conquest.
No. Right. For its own sake. No, it's about establishing justice
Mm-hmm.
and righteousness.
Okay.
It's about subduing those who oppose God's ways
Right.
and ensuring the safety and security of his people.
So it's like this victory
Uh-huh.
is a consequence of their alignment with God,
Right.
their unity,
Yes.
and their commitment to living according to his principles.
It's a pretty powerful image.
Yeah.
And speaking of powerful images, Isaiah concludes this chapter with another stunning picture
Okay.
of God's power and provision.
Mm.
In verses 15 and 16, we read, "The Lord will dry up the gulf of the Egyptian sea. With a scorching wind, he will sweep his hand over the Euphrates River. He will break it up into 7 streams so that anyone can cross over in sandals. There will be a highway for the remnant of his people that is left from Assyria, just as there was for Israel when they came up from Egypt."
Drying up seas, splitting rivers, creating highways.
I know, right?
Out of nowhere.
Wow.
It's reminiscent of the Exodus when God parted the Red Sea.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Powerful echo
Yeah.
of that foundational event in Israel's history.
Yeah. And it reinforces this idea that God is a God of deliverance,
He is.
capable of overcoming any obstacle to bring his people home.
Absolutely.
And that highway imagery,
yes.
it's not just about a physical journey, is it?
No, it's a metaphor
Ah.
for the ease and accessibility of entering into this new era,
Okay.
this kingdom of peace and righteousness.
Ah.
It's about God removing the barriers
Right.
and making it possible for anyone to experience his shalom.
It's amazing to think about how all these seemingly disparate pieces,
I know, right?
the king, the animals, the scattered tribes, the miraculous highway,
Yeah,
they all fit together
they do.
to paint this grand picture
Uh-huh.
of God's plan for the world.
It's like a tapestry woven with threads of hope,
Yeah.
redemption, and transformation.
And the beauty is, it's not just a static picture.
No,
It's a story that continues to unfold,
it does.
inviting us to participate in its realization.
Yeah. Yeah. What does this incredible prophecy from Isaiah chapter 11 mean for us today,
Yeah.
living in a world that often feels far from this vision of shalom?
That's a great question,
It is a great question.
and it's one we'll explore.
In our final segment,
Welcome back to the Olive Grove Podcast.
it's good to be back.
We've been unpacking some pretty amazing stuff
We have.
from Isaiah chapter 11,
Yeah.
talking about this future king,
Right.
a world where animals live in peace,
Yeah.
God gathering his people back,
Yeah.
and even this miraculous highway.
It's a chapter
It is.
packed with hope and vision of
Right.
radical transformation, isn't it?
Totally.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
we're living in a world where things can feel pretty messy,
Right.
divided,
Uh-huh.
and far from peaceful.
Far from it.
So how does this ancient prophecy
Yeah.
connect with our lives today?
That's the million-dollar question,
It is.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Remember how we talked about the king in this prophecy? Uh-huh.
Being empowered by the sevenfold Spirit
Yeah.
in verse 2.
Yeah, the spirit of wisdom, understanding, counsel, power, knowledge,
Right.
and fear of the Lord. It's like he's got this incredible combination
He does.
of divine qualities.
And that verse got me thinking
Uh-huh.
about the kind of leadership
Yeah.
we need in our world today.
Okay.
What if
Yeah.
we all tried to cultivate
Okay.
those same qualities
Uh-huh.
in our own lives?
You mean like striving for wisdom,
Uh-huh.
seeking understanding,
Yeah.
being courageous
Right.
in our convictions?
Not just for those in official leadership roles, but for everyone.
Yeah, like it doesn't matter your position.
Exactly.
Right.
Imagine the ripple effect if we all tried to lead with those kinds of qualities
Right.
in our families,
Okay.
our workplaces,
Uh-huh.
our communities.
It might not create a literal wolf and lamb scenario overnight,
Right.
but it could definitely
make a difference.
make a difference.
It's like that saying, be the change you want to see in the world.
Yeah, this prophecy isn't just about waiting for some future king. It's
Right.
about embodying those values
Right now.
right now.
Yeah.
And when we think about the global peace that Isaiah describes, it's not just about political treaties
Okay.
or military strength.
Yeah.
It starts with personal transformation,
Okay.
with allowing that knowledge of God to shape our hearts and our actions.
It's not just some pie in the sky idealism.
No, it's about taking practical steps
Right.
toward peace
Yeah.
in our own relationships,
Right.
advocating for justice in our communities,
Right.
and choosing kindness even when it's hard.
And remember that image of God gathering his scattered people.
Yes, that speaks to me about the power of reconciliation,
Okay.
of bridging the divides that
Mhm.
separate us,
Yeah.
whether it's racial reconciliation, political reconciliation,
Right.
or even just mending broken relationships in our own families.
Yeah.
Isaiah's prophecy reminds us that God is a God who brings people together.
It's incredible to think about.
I know.
This prophecy
Yeah,
isn't just ancient history.
right.
It's a living, breathing message of hope for our world today.
It is.
And ultimately, it
uh.
points to this bigger story of God's redemptive work in the world,
Yeah.
bringing about his kingdom of peace and righteousness.
It's a story we're all invited to be a part of.
We are.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a pretty inspiring note to end on.
It is.
I don't know about you, but
Yeah.
I'm feeling challenged and encouraged
Me too.
after diving into Isaiah chapter 11.
It's amazing how these ancient words can still speak so powerfully to our lives today.
They do.
Yeah.
And if you're feeling inspired to learn more,
Yeah.
don't forget to subscribe to the Olive Grove Podcast on YouTube.
And for early access to new episodes and other great content, be sure to visit the My Christian Space website.
We're excited to continue exploring the scriptures with you
We are.
and discovering the transformative power of God's Word.
Absolutely.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
Thanks for being here.
Until next time,
Yes.
may you be filled with peace and hope
Yes.
that only God can give.